Oh, shit. Time for him to go.
Well, you know, like I told man, I really been waiting on this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I've been waiting on it to come to a close. Been trying to force it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but in all, sat down with anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I ain't sat down with nobody and just like, you know, like just poured it out like that.
This gonna be your closure.
Yeah, this it.
Black people keep dying, white man getting richer. I don't know if y'all see this shit, but it's something wrong with this picture. But instead of knowledge of what's really going on, we steady killing our children. Police killing our people killing our people. But when 12 do it, it's the only time y'all niggas seem like y'all see it. I'm tired of working for pennies. Boy, this shit ain't living. Boy, this shit just ain't getting it. I'm focused now, new mission. The money always the motive. For a lame nigga to do some old shit. Try to run up on you, take what you earn instead of getting out, getting his own shit. Y'all lost niggas so hopeless. I gave up on you and quit hoping. You a disappointment to your family. Make a dumb decision, you know it. Generations of beautiful kids, y'all corrupt their mind, but they know it. Then they get in public, start acting out, only doing the shit that you showed them. You a terrible parent, you bloated. If you a role model, keep rolling. Don't give up now, keep going. Keep your head clear, stay focused. I ain't pro-black, but you know that I'm just a real nigga, stay facts, bro. Hide behind the trigger, that pistol, nigga. Then we know you get real tough. Y'all misguided, you need to wisen up. I'm wise as hell and not wise enough. Sometimes I feel like the dark night. In the darkest hours, I'm rising up. Talk to him, Dizzle.
Alright, we here at Oso Styles right here in Anniston. Address 16 East 11th Street. Come in, you see some of the stuff right here behind us. Hats, shirts, pants, all you need. Glasses. Come check my man Bird out.
Let me get a deal on some of this shit, Bird.
This is episode 3 of season 3. We got an exclusive one-on-one. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Everybody already know who he is anyway.
What's going on, man? Brandon Gipson, man. You know, everybody know me as Gip. You know, checking in. You know,
I'm the host, the cut guy. Whoa. Got my man.
Big P-Ball.
Big P-Ball?
Yeah, Big
Is
P-Ball.
it for the day? Just Big P-Ball?
Just Big P-Ball. Got a hangover, man. Hell yeah.
Long night.
Very.
So I want to start out with, I want to ask you, like, who is Brandon Gipson? You know, because a lot of times you can ask people that question, they don't really know who they is for real. So I want to ask you, like, who is Brandon Gipson?
I would define Brandon as a direct product of the combinations of the blessings of my ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Anything positive I could tell you about myself, I could literally go back in my life and see where I picked it up at, who taught it to me, or what type of situation I was in, and who said something that evolved my mind to where it is. You see what I'm saying? So I would say, you know, Brandon is, Brandon. You know what I'm saying?
So you would say, like, life that made you, like, who you is today?
Oh, most definitely. You know, being bullheaded at a young age, you know, making a lot of wrong decisions. Y'all was there to witness some of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it ain't nothing I'm proud of, but I ain't ashamed of it. You know what I'm saying? You learn and you grow from it, you feel me? Yeah.
So you had we're just gonna jump right into it. You had a life-changing, I don't even know what to call it, experience that happened. What was it, capital murder?
Definitely.
Capital murder.
Capital murder. Yeah.
Before we can get into that, you know, we ain't dropping no names and nothing on this, but we just want to say RP to the person that died from that incident. And
Definitely.
our condolences go out to the family that suffered from that. But,
Definitely.
Like, how did that even come about?
Man, I still remember it like it was yesterday, man. You know, I was literally just having myself a gift night. shall I call it? You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm getting money, you know, ripping and running, you know, chasing the ladies, you know what I'm saying?
Doing what Gip do.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Doing what Gip do, you know, regular night to me, man. You know, a week later, long-time friend of mine, man, you know, shout out to Tangy, man. Kept it solid in the situation, you know. Hadn't seen each other in a long time, so, you know, we had been planning a trip for me to go to New York, you know what I'm saying? I needed to get away anyways, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, it was a little stiffy, you know what I'm saying? I was missing bro them, you know, running around like a chicken with my head cut off, so I said, you know, forget it. I go up there, man, and I went up there and I had myself a good time. I went to the casino, you know what I'm saying? Made me a little change, you feel me? Ate me some of that New York pizza, you know what I'm saying? I don't care, look, they can put a store on the corner that say New York, but until you pull up on the block, and ain't nothing but Mexicans and black people that talk like they Mexicans. You ain't had that New York pizza, man. But the morning I was on my way to the airport to fly back home, man, refreshed, pulled up at Walmart, and U.S. Marshals drawed down on me. They was about 15 deep, you know what I'm saying?
At the airport?
Suited and booted. We was in the Walmart parking lot.
In the Walmart parking lot?
Yeah. I never made it to the airport, man. You know, they drew down on me, put me in the snow, arrested me.
Put you in the snow?
They put me face down in the snow.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about a vehicle.
They made me get face down in the snow, you know what I'm saying? Just a standard beginning procedure. You know, I went down that long, you know, but...
Oh, you got apprehended in New York?
Right there, yes, sir. Right there at the Walmart. They gave me some type of, you know, flimsy story, you know, drug charge, you know, something like that and all. And, you know, they sent me to, I forget the name of the county jail, man, but, you know, like, they sent me to the jungle. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thank God every day, like, you know, you're gonna hear this a lot during this process, bro, because I can't even fake, like, you know, like, that I didn't see his divine hand in this situation, because every obstacle that presented itself, you know, like I either had the resources or the family, or I had to been through something to prepare me for that, you know what I'm saying? So even though, you know, like the U.S. Marshals hollering drug charge, they throw me in the goddamn bay with all the murderers, you know what I'm saying? And there's guys in here with bodies, guys in here facing bodies, you know what I'm saying?
What's going through your mind at this point?
Honestly, I thought that it was a drug charge. You know, like I wasn't worried, you know what I'm saying? Past decisions, you know, in my life got me familiar with, you know what I'm saying, the law and things of that, past bad decisions. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Something simple like that. I ain't thinking nothing about no capital murder. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's make this clear, you know what I'm saying? At all. So, you know, like, you know, I was in the bay with them guys, man, and had to stand my ground, and then I got back to Alabama, man, and that's when everything started slapping me in my face, you know what I'm saying?
How long was you up there in New York?
I was up there for about 5 days.
5 days?
Yeah.
In the county?
5 days in the county jail, yeah.
In New York?
In New York. In New York, yeah.
On what you thinking is a drug charge?
Yeah.
So how'd you find out it was a murder charge?
When I got back to Anniston, they put me on a van, shackled, rolled me all the way back down to Anniston, man, freezing cold. When I got back, they let me make a phone call, and I called my mama, you know, and mama, you know, I think it was like the day after her birthday, the day before her birthday, you know, so I wouldn't have called nobody else, you know. I'm on the phone like, happy birthday, mama, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, hey, baby, happy birthday. And then that seriousness kicked in, you know what I'm saying? She was like, she said, listen, I want you to push everything out your mind, and I want you to do me a favor. And I said, what's that? She said, when they come to question you, talk to them. She said, I know it's a custom that you know.
Don't talk.
At all, you know what I'm saying? I don't care who you're talking to, what you're talking about, what you know, what you don't know. You are not the person that I'm going to talk to. But she said, this is a serious situation. She said, but just go in there and all they want to know is what you was doing that night. Right. She said, go in there and tell them what you did that night and you'll be all right. Mm-hmm. And the seriousness in her voice made me agree. Because, I'm a bucker. I still was like, and then I was like, all right. And the very next morning they came and they got me out of the cell to question me.
That's when you found out?
That's when I found out what was really going on.
You were a suspect in a murder case?
Yeah.
How did your name even come about?
Honestly, I can only give you bits and pieces, you know what I'm saying, because of the seriousness of the situation. There was a lot of silence, you know what I'm saying. But from my understanding, there was a confidential informant who called the police and told the police, Brandon Gipson killed that guy. Brandon Gipson ran to New York. That's just from my understanding. It was a confidential informant that called and told him that supposedly put my name in the mix.
And they came and picked you up?
Just off somebody that said?
Basically, yes. They picked me up on distribution of a controlled substance charge that resulted from my understanding, the paperwork say November of 2014. And this was the reason. Mind you, that charge is still pending to this day.
From 2014?
From 2014. It derived from November 2014, but they put the charge on me when I got off the bus in Anniston in 2015. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When I got off at the beginning of March, they put a drug charge on me. Now, the paperwork was an investigation from November, if I'm not mistaken. And so, boom, they charged me with the drug charge. It's still pending. You see what I'm saying? And this drug charge was said to be derived from a confidential informant with audio and video by cell. And the same confidential informant from this drug charge was also the confidential informant that called them.
So it's the same
and
CI?
Told them, yeah, that's what we was told now.
Okay.
We was told that, from the paperwork and from what we was told, it's the same CI from both situations. And from my understanding, that's how it happened. Honestly, I could believe that, I don't see any other way, you know what I'm saying? Just being honest, you know what I'm saying? As crazy as that situation is, it don't make no sense for any other way for my name to get involved, you know what I'm saying?
Somebody else was out to get you.
Yeah, that's all.
So was y'all, you and this person, was y'all cool? Was y'all beefing? Was it?
No beef at all, man. No beef ever. I wouldn't sit here and say that this was my best friend. This wasn't a person that I talked to on a daily basis. But this was definitely a guy that I seen every 3-4 days around the guys that I hung around. You know what I'm saying?
You seen him in passing?
Passing, yeah. I would come to a place, he would be there. You see what I'm saying? Boom, what's up? All love, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everything going good, woo, we talk a little shit, and then, go our way, you know what I'm saying? But never had no type of beef with this guy ever. None at all. No smoke.
If you, during the time you sitting in a cell, did you ever think it might be over? I can go down for this.
Yeah. At one point, I told myself, I was so shocked that they actually charged me with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The interview was what it was. I told the truth. They ran their game. It is what it is. You see what I'm saying? But when they put the charge on me though,
so they did charge you with it?
Yeah. I was charged with capital murder, capital murder, shooting an occupied dwelling, capital murder, attempted murder.
What would that sentence gonna be if they would have convicted you of that?
Death penalty. Yeah. Whew. Yeah.
Lord.
Death penalty.
So you got all this information. You know they trying to hit you or done hit you with capital murder.
Yeah.
What's next? What do you do to start trying to clear your name?
I'm gonna be so for real with you, man, and this might be the realest thing I say all this episode. There was nothing, and when I say nothing, man, there was nothing that I could have done at all.
It was really totally out of your hands.
If it would have been me and them, they'd have ate my ass alive.
So you knew you needed real help.
Man. I ain't, like, I'm gonna tell you what's so crazy, man. Like, if I didn't have no help, I wouldn't have been able to do nothing. I would have did, man. I would have got done the same way so many of them other guys in there got done, bro. Stuck with a court-appointed attorney.
And it's over.
Who's assigned these cases from the DA, the person that they got to go up against,
right, in
this case to prove your innocence. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is already a conflict of interest. You see what I'm saying? Like, what the hell is going on? You see what I'm saying? Like, you gonna goddamn the person I got to prove my innocence, they trying to prove me guilty. You gonna give me one of your people? What the hell is lost already? Bro, they get them court-appointed attorneys, bro, and they ain't got no fight, man. Innocent or guilty, bro, they ain't got no fight.
It's a lose-lose.
Bruh, lose, man.
So who gets the ball rolling? Who said, all right, we're going to start?
In all honesty, I don't know who got the ball rolling. You know what I'm saying? And they probably won't ever tell me. Yeah. But I remember a phone call that gave me my first little bit of hope. I had done the first interview. And they came back and they had just done the second interview. And so they allowed me to use the phone. When they did the first interview, they ain't let me use the phone and none of that. Couldn't write no letters, nothing like that. They wanted me secluded. After the second interview where they let me know they had charged me finally, they was like, okay, yeah, now you can use the phone. And my dad had set up a visitation. I don't know how he set it up, you know what I'm saying? But I'm in there and they called me like, yeah, your dad on the visitation, and I got on the phone with my dad, you know what I'm saying? And anybody that know my daddy, man, they know, and this man, when he mean business, he mean business. That's just what it is. Whether we chilling and we talking about business, or we serious and we talking about business. If it's business that's being discussed, then business is what's being understood. Mm-hmm. He looked me in my face. He said, I tell you what I'm going to do. Do what he said, right? Video call now. I'm holding the phone, sitting on the stool. He said, I'm going to get the best private investigator, which at the time I didn't even know what the hell a private investigator was. Right. He said, I'm going to get the best private investigator in the Southeast. He said, and if this man tells me that you did not commit this murder, he said, there's nothing that I won't do to make sure that your innocence is proven. I cracked a smile. He said, but, he said, if this man tells me anything other than that, he said, you on your own, son. Still love you the same, but you on your own.
He gave it to you straight.
Straight like that. He always been like that. If you right, it ain't nothing he won't do. But if you wrong, he ain't finna spend a red penny on the you did.
You on your own.
I might put a little money on your phone so you can call me. I'll put a little something on there so you can get something to eat, but he ain't paying no lawyers. He ain't making no visits. Like, he ain't, man, listen,
that's
man.
Not the question.
Man work hard for his money, man. If he gonna spend it, it's gonna have to be on something solid. That's just what it is.
Did he ever ask you? Like,
did he ever ask you?
Did he ever come to you like, look at me in my face and I'm gonna ask you, did you do this?
Yeah.
He asked you that?
Yeah. But he didn't let me answer, though.
Yeah.
This was after I had got out. He looked me in my face and he asked me, and before I could say something, he was like, I already know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just messing with me kind of like to bring the tension down, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like, but you know, man, it was hell on earth, man. You feel me?
So what you doing now to help time go by, occupy your mind, you take your mind off of it?
I did a lot of reading. I did a lot of what I like to call pondering. Mm-hmm. Like, as things developed, I continue to put things together in my head because nobody would tell me anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, like, that's the stress of it all. You know, like, I remember calling my mama, hollering and screaming, cussing at the top of my lungs. You know what I'm saying? She was like, "What's going on?" You know, I said, "How much longer I'm gonna have to be in here?" She was like, "What you saying?" I said, "Y'all telling me, like, y'all got the evidence to prove I'm innocent. Why in the hell am I still sitting in this jail, man?"
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? 23-hour lockdown.
1 hour of
every day.
So they was doing, like, everybody was pretty much keeping you out the loop.
They ain't had no choice, though, man.
They had to keep you out the loop.
I found out later on, you know what I'm saying? But they took that, though. Like, my mama was on the phone like, "What you want me to do?" I said, "Man, listen, just come get me." You know what I'm saying? Tears rolling down my face, man. I said, "Mama, just come get me, man." Like, man, this shit dead, bro. I'm so sick of this shit, man. Listen, bro. If you only knew, man.
You feel like you were losing it now?
Bro, no. I ain't gonna say I lost it. But the frustrations bubble up. And there's no way, you know what I'm saying, to take it out. You see what I'm saying? You know, like, now, you know, trying to keep it rated PG, you know, some guys in there relieve that frustration. You see what I'm saying? They'll either fight somebody or, you know, do other stuff, whatever.
They gonna find a way to get it out.
Right. Me personally, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was so zoned into the situation that I wouldn't pay the frustration no attention until it was coming out.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And it came out into what I did every day, which was talk on that phone. You know what I'm saying?
You ever have to defend yourself?
Shit, yeah.
3 times?
Yeah. I had to defend myself one time in New York.
In 5 days?
Hell yeah, 5 days. Like, I was tried, bro. I was tried the first night, bro.
As soon as you got there?
I ain't gonna, not soon as I got there the next morning. What? What? Not manhood, but like, you know, like they you know, like, boy, we finna size him up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, what? The first day, I got in there, right? Boom. Okay. You know, they make you go through the detox. All jails do that now. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be downstairs in the same cell about 2-3 days. And then boom, so they sent me up top. I was downstairs for 2 days, I was up top for 3.5, 4 days, but 6 days altogether.
Yeah, Shelly.
Right. So no, all single cells, just a murder unit.
Oh, you don't get no Shelly.
No, you come out in the bay together, but when you go in your cell, you lock down by yourself.
Okay.
You feel me? So they roll me in a unit, they watch a TV, they take a shower. You know, I ain't got no clothes, I ain't got no sock, no stuff like that. You know how it is when you go in there. So I'm politicking, I got bread, you know what I'm saying? Right. Look out, you feel me? Whatever, I get
what you need.
Tangy on the phone, put some money on your books, you feel whatever, like let go, you know what I'm saying?
Let go.
So I'm politicking and I get myself together, man, and you know that they put you in the cell as you come in. So like if you leave, you'll move up. The last person come in. I'm at the last cell. The guy before me is a Latino guy, long hair. And these guys joned a lot. Like, I could tell that they passed the time joning. Like, from the time they woke up, they find slick shots at each other.
That's what they do.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm peeping it. You know, I was taught well. You know, I was raised well. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Edison High, class 05. I was raised well. You understand me? Look, for real. So you know, like, I got in with that. But the Latino guy's family owned a Jamaican beef patty shack.
Mm-hmm.
And they would take these shacks to different clubs, different nights of the week.
Mm-hmm.
So they, you know what I'm saying, just like a food truck in the 8. You know what I'm saying? But you know, this New York, they got the Jamaican beef, whatever. You feel me? So boom, they was getting on to him about a gay club that they shack would pull up to. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And you know, like, from what everybody was saying, like, even what he said, it was true. Like, they would pull up at the gay club and slap them Jamaican beef. You know what I'm saying? Like, boom. Right. But they was on him so hard, like, he couldn't take it. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what made this guy say this. Anybody with any bit of street in them would know not to say this. They closed the doors to the cells, time to go to sleep. They steady baking him. Like when I say they baking him, they roasting it. I'm talking about, bro, they hold him so hard. Look, and listen, and it's like a upstairs, downstairs. So right here you can walk right, but you know it's people right around this slab of concrete. So they baking his ass too. Like everybody on it.
He getting it.
Bro, he getting it. So out of anger, you know, like he trying to throw some spurts out, and guess what he say?
What?
He said, that's why y'all in here anyways. Y'all deserve to be in here like this. This guy's talking to a bay full of murderers, bro. Not one bay, I'm sorry about this, man. Not one bay full of murderers. 2 bays full of murderers. There's one right here and there's one upstairs that's on him too.
Everybody on this block.
Man, listen,
murder.
man. When he said this, except for me, and obviously him, you know what I'm saying? He obviously wasn't about that. I don't know what he was doing
obviously
up there.
him.
Bro, I don't know what this guy was doing up there, bro. But when he said, that's why y'all in here, y'all deserve to be in here like this, I said to myself, oh my God.
Why would you say that?
I laid down. I put my earplugs in, bro. I was like, nothing's funny anymore.
Jokes
You hear
over.
me? Listen, them guys upstairs, he said, I got 50 bars on his head.
They want him gone.
Right then. I was like, I had to ask him, like, what is a bar? Because I'm baking too. Like, what is a bar? A candy bar.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
50 pieces of candy on the
Man,
top.
50 Snickers
On his top.
on his head. Right now.
He said right now.
Right now, bro. And they said it before. Listen, when they got to throwing them numbers out, like I had to fall back because I knew it was going to happen. But guess what he do? He sent me a scribe.
What's a scribe?
A scribe is any piece of paper that you write a note on.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? You ain't going to put no full names on it, and you ain't going to put no full name where it came through. It's a scribe.
Who's in it to you? The Latino?
The Latino next door. You know what I'm saying?
Next door.
So boom, so I get the scribe, right? Get what the scribe say. He said, bro, this is my girl number. You feel me? He said, when you come out in the morning, call her if they jump on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, you know, like, you got my back? You know what I'm saying? Look, so I said the scribe back, right? I said the scribe back. Look, I said the same scribe back. I said, look, I wrote your girl number down. You know what I'm saying? I said, but hell no. I ain't riding with you. And then look, and then he sent the scribe back. He sent the scribe back, right? He sent the scribe back, was like, yeah, I respect it, bro. Just he said, I respect it, bro. He said, just don't, you know, like, if something happened, don't forget to call my girl. I was like, oh, I'll definitely call your girl. But all that other
He don't know who he talking to.
But check me out, right? So check me
hell
out, right?
no.
Hell no. That's exactly how I wrote it. Capital. Hell, N-A-L-L with a couple exclamations. Boy, you crazy. I don't know what's going on. I ain't been in here 24 hours. This my first night.
Only know you.
I ain't been in, bro.
Wait, nigga, no, they told him, hell no. Why ain't helping your ass?
I was in the section with the lights on for 3 hours before this man tried to get me on this goddamn squad. No. So look, right? So look, right? So check it. So I ain't even knowing that these motherfuckers up the way on they goddamn bars like this, you feel me? They done seen them passing me the scribes.
So they think y'all on team.
They think you having them now. He done got you his bullhead.
It sound like
listen.
a movie.
Boom.
That's why I'm laughing
I ain't
so
knowing
hard.
this. This how I find out. The next morning, the doors open. It was a guy in there they called teenager. He was 17. He was my size. He had a murder charge. He would leave the bay every day at 10 o'clock to go to GED class and come back at like 4 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? This shit was some of the most goddamn, I just hated seeing that shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But he came straight out his cell when they opened the motherfucking doors and came to his cell and was like, nigga, pack your shit and go, or you about to blow. You feel me? Now the guy behind his cell and the cell after him comes around and walks up to me, and he like, shit, you riding with this nigga? I was like, bro, what the fuck I look like?
Right.
He was like, I'm just saying, is you riding with him? You know what I'm saying? I was like, hell no, nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I fall back. They don't get on the Migo head. The police heard it all night. Same situation. That every time they heard it all night, they was prepared.
Right.
When he was finna get on his head, they ran in there, snatched him and his stuff up, and rolled him up out of there. They knew what was finna happen already.
They got his ass up.
Rolled him up out of there. You see what I'm saying? But the whole day, right after this happened, I'm really just, like I'm peeping what's going on, and this guy that approached me got his chest out a little too much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and every situation I'd never had of being locked up, like, if you let a guy poke his chest out a little bit, he'll try to poke it out a lot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the OG in the dorm, this guy had a murder charge that he was on parole for, but he had done caught so many DUIs that they had done violated him. You see what I'm saying? Like, so he really in here, like, don't know what's going on. He needs to stop fucking drinking so he can stay his ass at home. This shit old as hell type shit. But he the OG Crip too. He a Crip nigga. So he seen me and he walked up on me. He was like, "Yeah, Bama, you good?" I was like, "Bro, I really ain't good." I said, I really want you to goddamn. I'm telling you, bro. I told him. I said, I really ain't good, man. I said, I want you to tell Buddy to come back here and holler at me real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I threw my slides in my cell. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "What's going on, Bam?" I was like, like, this nigga ran up on me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I really feel like he just tried me.
You
like,
didn't appreciate that shit.
Yeah, no, not at all. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, and then you just stomp off like you done checked me. No, hold up, time out. That ain't what going on. So OG went and got him. He was like, nah, Bam, it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they thought he give me the rundown. You see what I'm saying? Seen the scribes. They thought that you was with Buddy. I said, bro, I said, all y'all niggas know I ain't from here.
Right.
I told y'all this yesterday. I came up here to visit a female. They bugging me. They want the female name. I'm too smart to tell them that. I ain't telling y'all nothing.
I
don't know what she doing up here in New York when I ain't up in here.
I ain't got nothing
you might be the cousin or the baby daddy. Right. No, I ain't telling y'all nothing. I ain't from here. That's it. I came up here to visit a shawty. Yeah. Won't be here long.
I ain't telling y'all nothing.
That's it. You feel me?
Won't be here long.
Man, come on. But he went and talked to him, bro, and he went and talked to him, and Buddy came back there and apologized and let it be known exactly what was going on. And I told him I appreciate it, and he told me that he really didn't mean for it to be like a check. He was just in defense mode because he thought that it was gonna be me and Amigo on teenagers. You know what I'm saying? So we ate a burrito that night and everything was cool. You feel me?
But you had peeped your body language already.
Listen,
You knew what he was on.
Like he was. I was like, oh no, he ain't finna do this. Like if y'all finna whoop me, y'all gotta go and whoop me now.
Yeah.
I ain't finna sit in and let it.
Let's go on and get this shit over
with.
with.
Let y'all plot on me now. I'm finna go and pop it off.
I said I ain't finna let it fell.
Look, I'm trying to tell you, I was gonna come out my cell with my mat and just hit the first one. Listen, because I know once I found one of y'all, I'm going to fight. But that situation after that right there, like that situation was real chill, man. There's some real smart guys up there.
Yeah.
The culture a lot different. You know what I'm saying? A lot of different maneuvering, but I learned something from them guys.
We'll call it. We ain't just say when you locked down. We'll call it your journey. Did you learn anything like when you was in on your journey?
In New York or just period?
Just the whole time during the whole process.
I learned so much that it's hard to sum it up, right? But I will say this, and people just gonna have to take it how they take it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody asked me one time. They was like, if you could, would you go back and not go? And at first I used to be like, right. You know what I'm saying? But as I saw, like my life evolving due to, like the habits and the mindsets and the focus and the patience that I gained, you know what I'm saying? Like I really don't feel like I would be the man I am today had I not went through it.
Thank God put that in your path forward.
You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. And it's, as much as it make me grit my teeth, you feel me? I had 3 kids, man, when I got locked up. You feel me? Like,
that hurt.
Man, listen, my daughter was 5. She knew my voice. My sons was 1. You see what I'm saying? They ain't even talking yet.
Right.
So I'm in here praying, reading books, like, God, please let me get out of here.
Yeah. Right.
And, like my children take to me as the father that I want to be. Everything played out, man.
So how was court? As far as like, did they have they stuff together when you first went to court, evidence and all that?
Court was an exact replica of the interview.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, and you know, like, the interview in a nutshell went like this. First time I went in there, he was like, "Hey, how you doing? Doing all right." First thing he asked me, he said, "Do you know this guy, the deceased?" I said, "Yeah."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "You know what happened to him?" I said, "No." Because the truth was I didn't even know this guy was dead.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. You see what I'm saying? The morning that this guy died, that evening I flew to New York. You see what I'm saying? Like, so like I didn't even know this guy was dead, and I was like, no, you know, like he was like, you know, like he dead. I was like, damn.
And they interviewed you in New York?
No.
Oh, when you got back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sitting in there with is it all right to say names or should I leave the names out? I'll leave them out. You know, like I ain't tripping. You know, like I don't want no smoke or nothing like that. I'm just, you know, like keeping it real. You know, like the detective, he was like, you know what happened to him? I was like, no. He said he dead. I said, damn. He said, you know who killed him? I was like, no.
Right.
Like, how would I know that? I didn't even know he was dead. He was like, well, I want to know what you did that night. And I proceeded to tell him. I said, I was riding around, getting money. A female friend of mine hit me up earlier that day and let me know that she was coming from Gaston to go to Pier with a couple of her sisters and a couple of her homegirls. Mm-hmm. So we had already made arrangements to be with each other that night. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm gonna get money till she done in the club, because I really wasn't doing the club at the time. And then when she done, we gonna link up, we gonna parlay, do our thing. And I told him that when I linked up with her, we went to the room and I stayed in the room all night. Mm-hmm. That's what I told him. He was like, you sure? I said, yeah. Because at the time, hold up, time out. And that wasn't all that happened that night now. But at the time, because it was just a regular night to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I remember.
Right.
I'm telling the truth, you feel me?
Yeah.
He said, thank you. He said, I'm gonna check this out. He said, I'll be back to talk to you now. I said, I don't want to talk to you no more. You ain't got nothing to talk to me about.
Right.
He said, we'll see about that. And he walked out. I go back to the cell, can't use the phone. Rinky-dink trades, can't watch no TV. I think Duke was playing in the national championship that year. They turned the TV off on me, all types of stuff.
Well, you was in the county?
I was in the city.
In the city?
Yeah, I think. I was in the city. Yeah, they hadn't sent me to the county. I was in the city. At the time, it was still a city jail with men's and females, and a county jail with men's and females. Now I think all the females, whether city or county, you over here at the city jail, and all the male at the county, if I'm not mistaken. But, so I go back to my cell, right? And, you know, I can't talk to nobody. He come back Friday morning. This time he come in, he ain't got no notebook, he got a stack of papers. But I don't know what the papers is. So he jumped right into it. He said, Brandon, tell me again what you did that night. And this time I told him, but I knew it was something missing. Like when I told him, I said I was in the room all that night. When I said that's all I remember, that's the reason why I was saying it, because I was like, damn, like that's all I, you know, like, yeah, that's all I remember. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't piece everything else up. That's all I remember going to that room. And he said, after I told my story, he looked me in my face, and the first thing he said to me, he said, well, Brandon, you sure you didn't kill? I said, no. He said, well, what if I told you that you telling me you was in the hotel room in Anniston all night, but I got you in Gaston, Alabama at 4 o'clock in the morning? That's what he looked at me and said. You wanna know what I looked at him and said? I said, that don't mean I killed nobody. I don't care if I was in Gaston at 4 o'clock in the morning. Now, this is my arrogance But honesty coming out now, because I know what you finna do. I done seen TV, I done been in here before trying to get my lawyer. Y'all want to keep asking questions. I done seen it. I know what you finna do. Now let's dance.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Let's go. Yeah, now let's dance. You feel me? He said, well, Brandon, maybe you left your phone or something. Maybe you left your phone in the car and, you
just dig it.
And that's how it ended up in gas. And I said, let me tell you something. I said, when I take a shit, my phone is in my hand. I said, when I go to sleep, my phone is up under my pillow. When I'm in the car, my phone is in my lap. I said, I do not go nowhere without my phone. I said, so if my phone said I was in Gaston at 4 o'clock in the morning, then that's where I was at. Right after telling them I was in the room. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you say my phone say I was in Gaston, I was in Gaston. Because I know I was where my phone was at. You see what I'm saying? He said, no, something ain't adding up. He said, do you go to church? I said, yeah. He said, did you ask God to forgive you for killing him? I said, now why would I ask God a question like that if I ain't do it? He not knowing that I know if I say, yeah, I asked God, that mean I'm admitting to doing it. Right. If I say, no, I didn't ask God, that mean I'm admitting to doing it. Right. You see what I'm saying? I said, now why would I ask a question like that and I ain't did it? You see what I'm saying? He firing all the shots. I said, you know what? Now as inmates coming in and going out, now he paused, I jump in. I said, you know what? Somebody told me that y'all had me picked out of a lineup. He said, oh, they did? I said, yeah. I said, well, where's that? He said, oh, he said, is that all they told you? I said, no. I said, they told me some more. I said, but I want to, see what you got. He looked at me, he said, I'm going to show you what I got. He flipped the paper over, capital murder. Flipped the other paper over, capital murder. Attempted murder. Flipped the other paper over, capital murder, shooting in an occupied dwelling. You see what I'm saying? He flipped it over and I'm standing up to see it and I was like, man, no, man. And I sat down. I was like, man, hell no, man, I ain't killed nobody, man. He said, well, Brandon, he said, I believe otherwise. And I looked him in his face and I locked eyes with him. And a smirk went on my face. You wanna know why? Because I knew I hadn't killed nobody. And I don't know if he knew or not, but I knew the army that I had coming behind me. And I asked him, I said, how long you been a detective? He said, about 1.5 years. I said, this your first case? He said, no, this is my 3rd case, my 2nd one along. And I just looked at him like, all right.
Damn.
You know what I was thinking?
Right.
You know what I did in that moment? I prayed for that man, wife, and children. Because I was thinking to myself, you is not going to have no goddamn detective career after this shit is over with. That's what I was thinking. This right in the face of it. You see what I'm saying? Like I lost it. Bitch ass nigga, excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like it came right to okay, look, all right, man. Because I can't fold because I know I ain't did nothing. You see what I'm saying? Like, and my lawyer told me, he said, Brandon, if that wasn't the goddamn best video act I done seen in my life, I said that wasn't no act. I said that was real.
That was really what was going on.
That was real. Like when he was like, you such and such and such, hell no. Well, I ain't leave my phone nowhere. It was on me. You feel me? So boom, I go back to the cell and I get to thinking, right? And guess what happened after that? Everything started coming back. That Gaston stuck with me. Like, why would my phone say I was in Gaston at 4 o'clock in the morning? And it dawned on me.
You was in Gaston?
I had it, but at the time, though, let me tell you what's so crazy, right? It dawned on me that I was in Gaston at 4 o'clock in the morning, but at the time, I didn't even know that the deceased was murdered at 4 o'clock in the morning in Anniston. I didn't know this.
But your phone saying gassing at 4 o'clock.
So, if my phone say gassing at 4 o'clock in the morning, and they know this man was murdered in Anniston at 4 o'clock in the morning, then you knew I ain't do it anyway.
They knew that. But they like, somebody got to go down for
They
it.
need somebody, a body.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: if it would have boiled down to it, you would have had to take a plea deal or to fight it. What you think you would have did?
My mind was made up from the jump, bro.
We fight
Off the top.
all the way through it.
We had done put too much into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the day I went and I knew I was gonna get out, like, Judge Howell, man, good man. I salute that man. Because he was 100% fair. Like,
Who was your judge the whole?
Judge Howell. I never once sensed that he was
Prejudice in him?
any way biased in the situation. It was the most amazing example of goddamn being a judge that I'd have never seen in my life. You see what I'm saying? And I done seen some bad, and you know, we done all seen. It was an amazing example. Even when he pushed us to do extra stuff, I couldn't feel like, you know, like, boom, one time my lawyer tried to file a verbal motion. That's really some big city shit. You see what I'm saying? I could say I want to file a motion right here, and while she typing it, it's documented. The judge can decide to rule right now if it's a strong enough motion. But Brian, Judge Howell, he didn't reject this motion. He said, do me a favor and put it on paper. You see what I'm saying? You know, like, and when we thought that he was giving us a hard time, he really was, from my understanding, making documentation to clear himself from the injustice that was going on. You see what I'm saying? He wouldn't let them put him in the box. Now, you gonna do it. If you say you got the evidence, you gonna give it up. Oh, well, from my understanding, he was asked by the state to dismiss it. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. This is just what I done heard. But from my understanding, what I heard, he told the state, no, you brought the charges on it. If you want it dismissed, you dismiss it. That's what he told me.
Straight like that.
Yeah.
So
the
you-
day I knew I was gonna get out of jail, I had been in jail 28 months. At the end of the trial, at the end of the hearing, I had done received the lowest bond for a capital murder in the history of the state. Them bonds usually $250,000, $300,000. You got to get one or two bonding companies to sign on it. You see what I'm saying? Because it's so much. I think he gave me a $25,000 bond on capital murder charge, which let you know what he was seeing. You see what I'm saying? Like, and he was like, yeah, it's a capital murder, so you got to get out on GPS. He said, but I wanted to move to Georgia. I was scared. You feel me? Like, my people felt like the police were going to try to kill me because of what they had done, got a hold of as far as proving my innocence. At the time, I still ain't know what it was. You know what I'm saying? I just know my daddy didn't want me to get out of jail. You know what I'm saying? My brother said, get him out.
So it ended up getting dismissed
Yeah. The state, the DA filed a motion to dismiss.
after how many?
After right at about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5.
And it ain't even supposed to take that many.
I ain't gonna say it ain't supposed to take that many. You know, like from what I learned in the situation, it is. From what I learned in the situation, this is something I cannot say that the system is lacking, because they require the utmost in a situation like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, they not cutting no corners. Every bit of evidence, every bit of statements. You see what I'm saying? Like, it take all that, because at the same time, if you're going to defend somebody, you got to have all of this, and then you got to do your due diligence. You see what I'm saying? It's so much. Whereas a hit and run case, that ain't the case. You got pictures, you got statement. We even got a video. Okay, you guilty, you pay. You see what I'm saying? This ain't that. It's somebody's life, and they take it serious. Most of them.
So when they got dismissed, you was already out on bond.
Yeah.
With the woo, your lawyer called you,
Yeah.
said it's over.
I had took a day off. He called me. He said, what you doing? I said, I'm laying in bed. He said, sit up for me. He said, I want you to get up and put your clothes on, and I want you to go down there and get that thing off of your leg. I said, what? He said, the judge signed the motion to dismiss yesterday at 4:59, right before he walked out of his office. We didn't even have a hearing on it.
Dang.
Which is rare. Like, no hearing, you know what I'm saying? Nothing to say, you know, like, nothing on record, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
So basically, they had not one piece of evidence that could even.
You know, they did. I'll say this, they thought they did. Because there was a supposed eyewitness. You know, they thought they did.
There was, in their eyes, there was going to be enough to do it.
I think so.
That's heavy, man.
Yeah.
What you? Go ahead.
I think they saw what we was gonna do to the eyewitness and ran from it. They say he picked me out of a lineup. From my understanding, it was the 5th lineup he was showed.
He was going to take the stand too, wasn't he?
Oh yes, sir. Yeah, try to get up there. First lineup, he picked somebody else. Second lineup, he picked somebody else. Third lineup, he picked somebody else. Fourth lineup, he showed got my face in it, but he don't pick me. The 5th lineup is a different version. One of them black and white, one of them colored, from what I understand. And the 5th lineup got my picture in it, in the different version, and all of a sudden he 100% sure.
They let him go through 5 lineups.
Can't make this stuff up.
And he picked damn near a different suspect every time.
And one time said it wasn't me, and I was in it.
And then the 5th time, it's 100% you. Man, that shit crazy.
You want to know what the physical description was?
What?
Let me stand up. The physical description was between 5'7" and 5'8". Okay. It was also 185 pounds. Now I'm 240 now. At the time, I was 225. You feel me? That's 40-pound difference. You hear me? Of extremely dark complexion. This is what he said. You feel me? Short twist or no twist at all. At the time, I had been growing my hair for 7.5 years. Gold teeth or gold tooth. Okay?
This is what they telling you.
This is what he said. This ain't what they telling me. This is what he said.
This is what he
it's on
said.
the paperwork. Yeah, it's on the paperwork. So we have to get a dental expert to come and examine my teeth to completely discredit this. Everything else discredited itself. You see what I'm saying? But that gold tooth thing, you can have them that you remove. You see what I'm saying? But every dentist will tell you if you got golds that you put in and out your mouth, it scar your gums. Scarred gums, scummed gums don't go away. Scarred gums don't go away. You feel what I'm saying? So I had to get my teeth examined to show that I don't have no golds, never had no golds, never have had fake golds. And that guy, I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what made that dude pick me out like that.
What you think that whole situation as a whole did to you mentally? Like, you think it messed with you? Did it? Like, man, you said you locked in the cell for 23 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I remember we were talking the other day about that Khalid Browder story.
Yeah.
He ended up getting out killing himself because what he went through.
Yeah. Man, it did. I think it broke me mentally immediately. And I think that's the way it was designed to go as far as on my behalf. I don't think they expected it to go like that. I think they expected it to gradually wear on me. And then over time, you get them guys that be like, okay, I'm going to take the deal. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't one of those guys. For the first about 14 days, I laid on my bed every night, tears rolled down my face. Because I was like, what is going on? At this point, I'm terrified. Remember you asked me when did I thought it was over with? This is when I thought it was over with, when I got back in this jail and seen how these guys was living. You feel me? And the first minute I got to sit down and really think about what was going on, I said to myself, I didn't do this. So if they charge me with it, they had to plant some shit. Gave up. Like, these folk want me that bad.
They got to plant something.
Man, I gave up, bro, right then. Even though I got on the phone with my brother and he said, listen, they had multiple suspects. They'd had to plant that first. They'd have never went through this. But calm down. I still ain't believe him, bro. Laid there, messed up, bro, for about 2 weeks, man. And then it hit me. Right? Out the blue, it hit me. I said, hold on. Wait a minute. Now, if I didn't do this, and you know I didn't do this, then this got to be where you want me to be at. You know what I'm saying? Like, this whole thing makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't do this. You know I ain't do this, but I'm still here. Okay, this got to be what you doing. And at that moment, I said that at that moment, all the stress of the case was over with. The situation was completely different. You locked up. But the stress of the case at that moment, it was over with, because I told myself, I said, if I am to die strapped to a table with a needle on my face, in my arm and a mask on my motherfucking face, and you know I didn't do it, then I'm going to do it with a smile on my face, because this got to be what you want me to be doing. You see what I'm saying? I gave in right then, like,
Who you talking to, God?
hell yeah. Who else? Ain't nobody else coming through like that. Yeah, man. Ain't nobody else coming through like that. I'm just keeping it real. Nobody else coming through like that. And I said, I was like, you know what? Let's do it. And from that day forward, all the stress was gone. And my partner asked me right before he left. He locked up doing 30 right now. He said, you got to put that mentality into words. That's what he said. He said, that's going to be the best way you could tell your story. This guy wrote books and everything. Very talented, very knowledgeable, well-spoken. And I sat down and I thought about it for a long time, and this is what I came up with. I said, if we can marvel and celebrate and enjoy the blessings that God brings upon us, then who are we to run from or down talk or shy away from the obstacles that he placed in our path? I took it just like that. I said, everything that I done been experienced in life, all these blessings, I done seen people going through so much. Not that I ain't been through some stuff now, you feel me? But all these blessings I done seen, my family good, but you know what I'm saying? Everything good, health, career, all this stuff, like bro, like this, you know, like this can't be the end of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so let's do it. You feel what I'm saying? And from there forward, it was a journey. Trucking, you feel me? Like trucking, learning as you going, growing as you going. You feel?
I like being out the prison, like far as trying to find work, and get out here.
At first it was tense. You know what I'm saying? I knew I couldn't do it here in Alabama. That's why I had to go. But I had a little rinky-dink job at first, making $10 an hour. Mm-hmm. They sending half of the people home. In Atlanta they do that production real big, and but it didn't take long. Like for me to find, my place. Mm-hmm. Found a good company. Went in there and showed them some of that country on the farm. You know how it was when we were growing up. You know what I'm saying? Working and incorporated my mind at the same time. In about 3 months, I knew every machine in the plant. You know what I'm saying? Not only did I know every machine in the plant, I had done emptied 30 18-wheelers that had trash in it. People just needed to go through them, saving my money. You know what I'm saying? Bumped up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Still bumping. You know what I'm saying? I'm bumping good now. You know what I'm saying? I'm still bumping. And you know what's so crazy, man? Like when you working a job through a temp, you relax. When it comes time to get on permanent, it's just going to get serious. Yeah. So, I'm not thinking that I'm going to get on permanent. All right. I'm really thinking that it's over with for this job when my time comes. You know what I'm saying? Most people do it in 3 months. I have been there 5 months. I'm stretching it out, missing days, because I know it's to come. So they came to me and they was like, all right, bet, we got the position that you want. We're going to give it to you, my plant manager and my supervisor. And they said, Brandon, but before we run this background check, is there anything you would like to tell us? Bro, my face hit the floor, bro. Like, you know, and I told him, you know what I'm saying? With tears running down my face, bro, you know what I'm saying? I told him. And them two men, they looked at me and they said, well, you know what? It sounds to me like all that's over with. So if you done with it, then we gonna hire you anyways, as long as you keep showing up, you know what I'm saying, and doing what you're supposed to do. We not judging you based off that. He said, but I gotta clear it through HR first. So the plant manager take it to HR. HR called me in the office because normally a decision made in response to something like that would be to reject. But because of what my plant manager said, she called her supervisor, head HR, over the company and asked her what she wanted to do. And she said, hear him out. And she said, and we'll make the call after you hear him out. So I went in there and I had to tell her the same thing.
Sometimes all you need is a chance.
Man, listen. And at the end, it was tears running down my face and tears running down her face. And the head HR drove from about 3 hours away to my plant. And that evening, I had to go in the office and tell the head HR.
So you had to run this down a couple of times.
They couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe it, bro. And when I tell you they couldn't believe it, and guess what? When they ran my name, guess what?
What?
Didn't show up.
So they ain't on your record no more?
Didn't even have to tell them.
Damn.
What, they got expunged?
I don't know, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't,
know.
Shouldn't have been on that from the beginning.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't know exactly how that situation goes. I'm pretty sure that somebody could pull my record and see it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what it's gonna show up on, what it's gonna show up as. None of that. First job I got, right, that $10 job. I think I was out like 2 days, and I seen an ad in the paper. It said show up with steel-toe shoes, 2 forms of ID, be ready to work, $10 an hour. Mm-hmm. I ain't got $10 in my pocket. I'm pulling up. I got that. You see what I'm saying? So I pull up, right? Orientation, everybody was in the cafeteria. We stood in there. They sent the people out to work. The people that was coming to start was left. She sat down. She said, this is my orientation. I want you to fill out this packet. Everybody got their 2 forms of ID. And they still told put your 2 forms of ID in a Ziploc bag. She passed them out. She said, I want you to fill out this packet with as much information as you know. She said, if you have not killed nobody, I don't want to know about it. If you ain't raped nobody, I don't want to know about it. If you ain't registered as a sex offender or robbed a bank in the past 10 years, then I don't want to know about it. Everybody started writing stuff for me, man. Like, damn. I don't know if they gonna run this and they gonna show. And at the time, it was still pending. I ain't been out 3-4 days. You see what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get a job.
Right.
So at this time, it probably would have showed up. I said, when you get done, can I talk to you for a second? Show y'all how God works, bro. It's so crazy, right? So we walk outside, and I told her, I said, I just wanted to be honest. You know what I'm saying, and let you know that. I am on bond and charged with a capital murder. You know what I'm saying? She was like, no, you're not. She said, so quick. Right. I said, yes, I am. Like, I got a GPS monitor on my leg, like I showed it to her. I said, yes, I am. She said, no, you're not. She said, let me tell you something. No hesitation, bro. Like, she didn't even think. Like, she couldn't have thought. Like, she said it so quick. She was like, let me tell you something. She said, I worked as corrections officer for 15 years in the county jail before I did 5 years at state prison and then did another 5 years at federal prison. Mm-hmm. She said, my husband is in the feds right now. He got 3 more years till he come home. She said, so when I tell you no, you're not, I mean what I say. She said, because people with your skin color don't come off from behind that wall with charges like that unless they did it. Mm. Drop my head, bro. I swear to God, bro. I ain't even know it. Here she is managing a temp for a site and got all this history, and I'm thinking I'm admitting it. Here it is again, like she already know, like, no. Because that skin color, you don't come up out of there with that type of charge. She said, so I don't want to hear about it. And I don't want to hear you tell nobody about it. And fill that paperwork out and don't put it in there. And go in there and make me proud of giving you an opportunity. Swear to God, bro.
And that was it.
Man, bro. I was like, oh, man. Like, every time I approached the situation, like, terrified of what was going on. Bro, I shake when the police pull me over now.
As
like,
you should.
And I'm legit, licensed, tagged. Yeah. I ain't do, you know what I'm saying? Everything crazy, bro. I be shaking like booty me, bro. One of them asked me one time, he was like, why you shaking so bad? You seem so nervous. I said, you want to know the truth? He was like, yeah. I said, every time I go to jail, it be after I see one of y'all. I said, hey, after you, come to bars. Like, if there's no you, there's no bars. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If I don't ever see you, I know I ain't got to see you. But, you know, like, we laughed it all, man, and, man, it taught me so much, man, you know, like, with all the Black Lives Matter stuff that came out behind it, bro, like, you know, like, now I appreciate an officer, you know, like, doing his job, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, they, you know, like,
they do.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That show up on a scene that's fair, that really want to hear your side, really want to hear your side. Ain't going to be aggressive because your skin look different from yours and don't care if you stay here and you living with your cousin on the couch next door. We're going to be even about it. We're going to handle it. Everything going to be good. You know what I'm saying? Safe and fair and lawful about it. You know what I'm saying?
Even though you went through that whole journey and you was falsely accused, you feel like it was a miracle to make it out of it? Or do you feel like you shouldn't have been in it in the first place?
It was a miracle to make it out of it, bro. Like, cause I could believe that that it's people just like me, bro. That may still be going through that. I know it's more to come. You know what I'm saying? Got me terrified of any of my children growing up in this area. Because I couldn't imagine what I would do as a parent. You see what I'm saying? If my son was snatched up like that.
Right.
And all parents ain't as strong as mine. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Some may turn their back, like my son a murderer. Mm-hmm. I'm a big image in the church. I can't even. You see what I'm saying? And this guy left out here like that. Innocent though. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
What you tell the Latino dude on the scrap?
Hell no. Hell no. I ain't doing it, man.
Before we get out of here, man.
Shit.
Being that you done, this is like the first time you done really told the story, ain't it?
Yeah.
Like, what you think it's done did for you while doing it? What you think it's gonna do for you, like going forward?
Man, you know, I've been walking around with this on my shoulder for so long. You know, like the events that came after it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still got a GPS monitor on my leg right now for that same drug charge from 2015.
7 years ago.
With the same confidential informant that called them and told them that I committed the murder and that I supposedly sold a 20 rock to. The same confidential informant that when we got to trial and we filed a motion to reveal, because in serious situations where the crime itself is dependent upon the direct contact of a confidential informant, that confidential informant has to be revealed. If it wasn't the police right there while it was going on and they sent you, if they bring the charge, I got the right to know who you are. I got the right to question my accuser. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When we went through that process, nobody knew who this confidential informant was. They still don't know to this day, but I'm still charged with a drug charge that supposedly this informant, right. Same one, you know what I'm saying, that we couldn't find, right. Got me on video and audio selling a dub right.
What you do, just take it for what it is?
I don't take it at all, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna let them give it to me like that. You see what I'm saying? I ain't finna let them lock me in like that, man. Let me tell you something, bro.
Don't take it at
That
all.
was the biggest fight I've ever been in my life, bro. Like, and it didn't take not one swing. You hear me? Not a bit of these muscles and goddamn and fat and none of it could help me. None of it.
Biggest fight of your life.
Biggest fight of my life. I ain't done yet.
That would boil down to.
I ain't done yet. You know what I'm saying?
You might need to write a book or something, man.
You know, hey, you know.
So
I
this
don't
shit sound
want,
like a movie.
you know what's so real though, like, you know, and it's a lot that we ain't talk about. Like, I don't really want to write a book because I don't want these people to get any type of satisfaction from the drama and the pain that I went through. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember standing in the courtroom for the first time after 2 years and 6 months. I was in there for 2 years and 6 months before I ever saw a courtroom. Faced with the death penalty. And the DA stood in there for 30 minutes like the police had to draw their gun on him and told him to put his hands up. He talked to the judge like this. My lawyer on his ass. We ain't got this. And they said they had this, and we done asked them for it, and they ain't gave it to it, and we tried to question this, and they ain't asking it. Your Honor, we just ain't, and Your Honor, we was just trying to, and if you would just give us some more, bruh, the man, listen. The very first court date I had, bro, the DA opened his mouth. It was a Tuesday. But see, the guys back in the dorm that had been going through this stuff, they warned me. They said, bro, at the last minute, they're going to pull out all the stops. They're going to find all type of bullshit witnesses, crackheads, and they can just pay to say any goddamn thing. They're going to, you know what I'm saying? They'll come up with a shirt that's supposedly supposed to been yours that was up the street where you supposed to ran from, where your mama supposed to stay, but she live in Colorado. You see what I'm saying? Like,
they gonna throw something in the mix.
all that, boom. So I was prepared. So the DA stood up and said, Your Honor, this case is still an ongoing investigation. He said, we actually talked to, it was a Thursday, he said we talked to some people on Tuesday that could lead us to another suspect in this case. Guess what I did? I laughed at it.
You did that in court?
In court.
I remember that.
You was there?
Yeah.
In court. I couldn't hold it, bro. Like, you know, like the whole time, everybody been telling me, boy, you good, boy. Like, we got you. And I'm holding on to this. And I ain't seen my family. Like, ain't no visitation back here. I ain't seen my kids. I'm excited. And this shit is going exactly like I knew it was going to go. They ain't got a lick of shit.
Nothing. And you setting up for 2 years and 6 months waiting.
Man, it's so much, man. I'm looking at the clock. I ain't going to keep going. Y'all don't want me to keep going. Because I can keep going. 2 years, 7 months. The suspect that they were supposed to talk to, right? I ain't even gonna go into that. I don't know if I might. I don't know if the murder been solved or not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I pray for the blessings of a solution in that case. You know what I'm saying? For him and his family, because they deserve that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Goddamn, not at my expense, because I ain't did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is.
Yeah, man, we're going to leave it at that right there.
That's
We're
what
going to
it
leave it
is.
at that. We're going to
On
leave it
that
at
note, we're going to get out of here.
Yeah.
Man, that was some good stuff. I learned a lot that I didn't know about it. I was in trial with you.
Tell his ass, hell no, I ain't helping your ass. He said, you going to help me.
We ain't going down that road, bro. I don't know you like that, man.
But that's it. Join us on the next one. All exclusive.
Shout out to Bird, Oso Styles, and letting us use his venue.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
We out. All right, cut it real quick.